Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is April 6th, and right now we're looking at the mid-level water vapor loop. You can see the state of California here. Our next frontal system is bearing down on the state as we speak. We'll take a look at what this is going to bring in some detail. We'll take a look at what is to come after, and we're also going to take a look at the extended fire outlook here across some portions of the southwest USA. And if we look here on the visible satellite imagery, I'm going to put this into motion and let this just kind of update here. We'll put that back and then push that forward. And you can see the sun rising across the region, a little bit of marine layer out there, but for the most part, Los Angeles, San Diego, you're doing pretty well. The islands largely clear. You can see the snow-capped mountains across the Sierra Nevada. And of course, the frontal system starting to spread clouds down across some of the Bay Area as we speak. And precipitation, no doubt, will be starting here, and it already is across some of Northwest California. This will be pushing down the coastline as we go through the day today. And looking at lightning strike over the last 24 hours, nothing to speak of here across the state of California. And if you want your own weather station here that does its own lightning detection activity for you at your house, tells you the distance and whatnot, it's a very accurate station. I have two of these at my home that I test, so if you want one of these, click on the link down below to save 10% off. If we take a look here, no storm reports for California on yesterday here as we go on in through the early morning hours. Check this out, though. They did have what is known as a dust storm, less than 100 yards visibility reported there across some of southwestern New Mexico there. And you can see they did get some snowfall for some of the higher terrain of New Mexico and portions of Colorado, not California, as well. And if you want to help support the channel, go to the Patreon page. I'll be doing any kind of important updates here on the page. And yeah, I had some requests. A lot of people like to use Patreon apparently. So yeah, I am on here now, and go ahead and check it out. It'll be in the link down below as well. So risk of sneaker waves starts today, and this goes all the way from the Oregon coast all the way down through the California coastline, and it's going to get windy here across some of the area as we go through the day today. That's probably already starting to occur. It's getting a little bit blustery out there, and that rain incoming here as well. San Francisco does talk about the beach hazards as we go through this morning. It's just about to start here in the next hour and a half or so, and this goes on through Monday night. So watch out for those sneaker waves all the way down through Big Sur and maybe even a bit further south. Now, if we take a look at last night's European maximum individual wave height, so this is as we're going through this morning here, and you can see the wave activity increasing. Northwest California spreading off to the south. It's going to include some portions of Southern California as we go through Monday as well. And you can see that wave action remains increased as we go through this early portion of the week. We get off towards Wednesday and Thursday. We start to reduce the waves a bit here, but there's still these storms churning out across the Pacific Ocean, and it keeps that wave action going. You know, it's still just early April here, so yeah, we've got this wave activity. It's going to continue on into the mid portion of the month, it looks like here. Yeah, so you can see that kind of keeping on before much of the west coast. Now, if we take a look at 18,000 feet or about 500 millibars, this is what's known as a trough. You got the ridge axis there, and then there's a trough. There about our thunderstorm activity. There's a very slow-moving storm continues to trudge off to the east. And this is what's bringing our frontal system currently as we speak. And the Pacific Northwest remains a bit active here as we go through at least the early stages of this week, and another system swings well north. But we're also building this ridge here across some of the southwest. This is going to help us warm up probably as we go through the end of the week. And then we squall off into the future to see what Mother Nature has in store for us. Kind of a cutoff low there. Not going to worry about that yet. That's looking way off in the future. And we'll kind of look at the impacts if that sticks in the models. But you can see the ridging kind of hanging on here as we go through the second half of April a bit. Then a deep trough kind of swings by and clips some of the Pacific Northwest there. So if we look at 500 millibar temperatures, you'll notice that this kind of mirrors what I just showed you. So this is just raw temperature data in the upper levels of the atmosphere. And then you can kind of see out ahead of this next trough, we start to amplify things, and we're going to warm things up a bit here as we go towards the end of the upcoming week. And then you can see that frontal system up in the Pacific Northwest, and then some troughing tries to approach the coastline here as we go towards next week, and we'll see what that's going to bring as well. If we take a look at the artificial intelligence, so timing the precipitation, we already saw it's ongoing here, but it should be creeping down towards the Bay Area as we go on in through tomorrow morning, and it really loses its punch as it tries to get a bit further south. The snowfall is only going to occur for some of the higher peaks, and there's not much of it with this system. I'll show you that here really briefly in a moment. And then this next system tries to push in here. Again, not a big precipitation maker with that one as well. Then we really build this ridge here as we go into the extended forecast, and we'll see what we have in store, but it doesn't look like a lot of precipitation as of right now. So Winds, we're also going to get a bit windy here over the next couple of days, and I want to point that out when this time periods are. So as we go through this evening and afternoon, you see it start to pick up out of the west and southwest across the higher terrain. Some southerly winds, a little bit gusty out there, nothing too extreme. But if you're out across the backcountry through tomorrow morning, you can see down across the transverse range, you see we got some decent northwesterlies coming down the San Joaquin Valley and across the Sierra Nevada out of the southwest, especially the ridge tops there. Watch out for that. And we kind of keep this wind with us as we go on all the way on into Monday evening and all the way on towards Tuesday morning. You can see the strong westerlies coming across from the peninsula and the transverse range, some of the desert areas there as well. And then we scroll off in towards Tuesday afternoon and still got some gusty winds out there. Thunderstorm activity here for the day today. Nothing included for the Storm Prediction Center. Go to day 2, nothing for California. A little tiny blurb there across northeast Oregon. But if we take a look here at the lightning flash density potential, it does show a little bit here, maybe a thunderstorm lightning strike or two here as we go through Monday morning, the frontal system swinging through the region. Then we go on to Monday afternoon. Some of that activity spreads off across Nevada, and then we go to Tuesday afternoon. And they're showing just these little blurbs out here. That might just be noise, so we're not going to pay too much attention to that just yet. But as we go towards the end of the week, then the European actually wants to bring a little bit thunderstorm activity there. But we'll watch that over the next couple of days. Don't get caught up in that too much. Total snow Kuchera ratio in inches. Just scrolling through this pretty quickly, you can see just very scant amounts of snowfall for the higher terrain of California. But on the flip side of that, you can see that we are above the 50th percentile here for the entire state snow water content. So that is good to see. You know, finally we got above it. We've been hovering just below normal here since about the beginning of the new year, and we finally eclipsed that with that last bump of snowfall there. So now we're on the downward trend where things start to, the snowpack starts to eventually melt. But yeah, it's good that we are up above normal for this time of year right now. And if we look at the next 15 days, there goes the frontal system we've been talking about right there. Again, Northwest California kind of bullseyed with that one. But as we scroll off into the future, you saw some of that ridging, and now we're way out 10 plus days and just maybe small amounts of precipitation here. But yeah, not showing too much here over the next couple of weeks, but we will revisit that. That can still change, especially through the extended forecast. Now, daily 2-meter maximum temperature. This is for today, Sunday, April 6th. There's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday we start to warm up a bit there. Then you can see Thursday, some areas going to be pushing up over 100 across the desert. So you hit Death Valley, probably 105 or so. Look at some 90s starting to show up into the foothill communities there, just away from the coastline. For Southern California, some upper 80s coming for Bakersfield and some of the San Joaquin Valley. 80s all the way up towards maybe some of the Sacramento Valley there as well. There's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Who knows what's to come after that? But it is that time of the year where we do start warming up here across a lot of the state and much of the Southwest. Here's the 6 to 10 day, kind of a mixed bag there for the state of California as we finish up the first half of April. And there is the 6 to 10 day precipitation, kind of that below normal signal. That's what some of the models are showing. It's just 8 to 14 day as well above normal here across a lot of the central and including California and the Southwest. And the 8 to 14 day, not a great look there below normal, but yeah, what can you do? And this is a fire outlook here. So let me skip ahead here. This is current right now. You can see little to no risk. We're not looking at any kind of exacerbated conditions going on right now, but there is some low risk across Nevada and Arizona, but it's not really peak fire season for California. But as we get towards June, you can see that they do have the above normal risk June 2025, and this is for some of the Sacramento Valley, some of the foothills, coastal range, and down towards the peninsular range here as well. So we're going to be watching that, the significant wildland fire potential outlook. And this is for July. You can see it encompasses more of California as well, extends up across much of the Pacific Northwest also for maybe some above average conditions. Again, yeah, so you can kind of see that the red, no good for fire. Yeah, and there's some pretty cool outlooks there as well. So if you want to check that out, just Google significant wildland fire potential outlook. But anyway, yeah, I hope you guys are having a good day. Click like and subscribe. That's all I got for you so far, and I will talk to you guys again tomorrow.